Welcome. I bid you welcome. This is day 14 of Apologetics April. Yes, I'm talking about Apologetics, that Christian Parody Band. This is my music corner of the world, John Clauser, the metal dad. And what are we going to talk about today? So today we're going to take a look at two more CDs as I go through this series of April. Yes, Apologetics has that many CDs. It's crazy to think about. But today we're going to take the first one I'm going to take a look at is this one came out in November of 2014. And essentially most of the songs here are basically from the 90s. A lot of the bands and songs that they parody are it was all written in the 90s. So now, if you recall, if you've been following this series, they released a CD in 1997 called Ticked, aka Rolling Clone. So basically these songs come from that same era, and it has that same similar kind of attitude about that the 90s had, and some of the stuff it had. So they decided to call the CD called Apoplectic, which basically means really ticked. So again, they're using those word plays. That wordplay thing keeps coming along here. So anyway, so a lot of these parodies, except for one of the tracks, was actually written during that time of tick. They just ran out of space, as they like to say. So, why not wait another 17 years before they do a 90s CD? So what do we get with this one? They take on Cumbersome by Seven Mary 3, Losing by Religion by REM, Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden, which my memory serves me correctly, is on the Rare Not Well Done series. They do Ironic by Alanis Morissette, Good by Better Than Ezra, Wonderwall by Oasis. I know some of you are probably already starting to sing Wonderwall already as I just said that. Backwater by the Meat Puppets, Slide by the Goo Goo Dolls, This Is a Call by the Foo Fighters, Come Down by Bush, One of Us by Joan Osborne, Bullet with Butterfly Wings by the Smashing Pumpkins, and finally Under the Bridge by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So here again, great tracks. Nothing more to say. Various, again, because they're doing these as singles, they're bringing in various different people for some of these, mainly the same people, but it's just kind of a revolving door. But again, and plus Jay Jackson's daughter Jana is getting in on the vocal act a little bit, which is really, really cool as well. She was only born in 1996, so she doesn't even know most of these songs, really, you would think, right? But still fantastic. You got to there's just so much good stuff in these, and again they do the little Nirvana the baby thing here. At least a much nicer version of that than the Nirvana album. But anyway, next one that they do is this would come out in December of 2014. So again, they're just chugging right along with all the singles here. So again, this one is called Unconditional Releases. So again, a great title for a bunch of digital singles, right? So one of the things that that they say here, a couple songs on the CD talks about being unconditionally released from slavery, and I'll get into which ones they talk about here. In sports, when a team gives someone his unconditional release, it usually means they no longer have any use for that athlete. When God gives us our unconditional release, he wants to use us more than ever. So yes, I am reading from these things because I think Jay puts it so much better than I could ever put it. So the Bible says we are clearly saved by God's grace and not our good works. So we have to keep that in mind. So what tracks do they take on here? So they take on Surf and Safari by the Beach Boys, Let It Be by Beatles, which is one of the songs that is mentioned about being set from. They changed Let It Be to Set Him Free. So it's a song, again, being released from slavery. Another one, Bites the Dust by Queen. Bad Case of Loving You from Robert Palmer. I'm Henry the Eighth I Am by Herman's Hermits. So that was an interesting track. Feeling Stronger Every Day by Chicago. Mustang Sally by The Commitments. Let's see. People Got to Be Free by The Rascals, which is that was the other song about spiritual slavery. Rich Girl by Hall & Oates. Hot Stuff by Donna Summer. Hold On Loosely by 38 Special, and Scarborough Fair by Simon and Garfunkel. So again, you know, Apoplectic, whoo, easy for me to say, and Unconditional Releases are the two that I take a look at today. So what kind of things, and this is something that I have to think about for my own self, what kind of things in my own life do I allow myself to be a slave to? And what kind of things do I need to be set free from? You know, we all have addictions of different kinds. So what is it that binds us, that likes to grab us and just hold us down, you know, set us free? So again, we're getting parodies of secular music, but we're getting lyrics changed to give us that little taste of the Bible that maybe could help point us to that spiritual freedom. You know, that's that freedom from slavery that we so long to crave onto and hold on to. So with that said, ApologetiX April. This is Johnny Metal, John Clauser, the Metal Dad, talking about Apologetics, that Christian Parody Band. We will see you soon.